on, guys? Just going to roll for the attack and the defense plan, the attack plan for Talateria, and the defense contingency plan that Parador have set down. The orders they've given to to their um, their generals in the field. Obviously rolled in the other video, and um, Parador aren't going to mobilize till 5 days after the invasion. So 5 days after um, Talatari forces first crossed the border is when they're going to mobilize. So I guess you know the uh, the king in Parador doesn't actually believe that Talatari is going to invade. Yeah, so the three strategies for Talateria have a D3 here. So attack one would be to put half their troops in border run and attack the Torretta and maybe then onto Eprin and also a quarter of the forces down here in the gate to maybe you as a defensive force, or to advance on Forkstown, and then a quarter of the forces down here in Baycliff as a defense against a possible Aranoran landing here at Baycliff. So in that scenario, Santos he's a bit paranoid about Aranoran coming into the war, and the second would be that he doesn't really consider Aranoran a threat. So he's not really going to bother station troops down here. He's just going to put half his troops in the gate and then half up here in Border Run, and maybe make an all-out assault on Forkstown and Torretta, and then maybe swing up and try to envelop Eprin. Attack 3. Would be half the troops in Border Run, and he's really paranoid about Aranoran, so he's just going to stick the other half the troops down here in Baycliff as a defense. They can always move up here the river, and if Parador threaten the gate, they can always move up, or they can always come along the coast here and make an amphibious landing, around here at Port Black Sands. And if Aranoran does declare war, they can always try to do an attack on Aranoran. So that's the tree. So roll the D3, and we'll see what we get. So what do we get? So that's 3. So that is half the troops in Border Run, and he's really paranoid about the Aranoran, so he's going to put half his troops down here in Baycliff that can always move up to the gate if needs be. So yeah, so number 3 for him. So the standing orders for the Parador military. So defense plan 1 would be half the forces in the capital up here, Eprin. Get half the forces into Eprin, and get the other half the forces into Forkstown. So into Forkstown, so that they're really trying to defend these Forkstown, these two kind of border the capital and the most important border city. And also part of that plan is to use the navy to evacuate the islands into Port Black Sand. The second would be to put 3 turrets. So the majority of the force up here in Eprin, move them into Eprin as a defence. They're really paranoid about the losing the capital, and the other quarter into Port Blacksand, and then again evacuate the islands into the forces from the islands into use the navy to get them into Port Blacksand. Number 3 would be half the forces into Eprin, a quarter into Port Blacksand to defend that, or maybe as a counter attack to do an amphibious landing here. Also evacuate the islands into Port Blacksand, and then the other quarter into Forkstown. So that would be their third plan. We go for that as well. And what we get? Plan 1, which is probably the most sensible plan, is half in Eprin and half in Forkstown. That would have been the plan I went for if I had the choice. And the whole idea is this, because I'm playing solo. It's so, you know, they have to follow these. They have to follow these plans. You know, they can't change them. So you know, I can't react to the invasion because the plan is already in motion on this side. So, you know, both plans are happening simultaneously. So I can't do this and then, oh no, we're going to move here. No, well, we said we're going to move down here. So yeah, so half in Eprin, and yeah, what was it? Yeah, number 1, which is half in Eprin and half in Forkstown, and leave the troops down here on the islands. That's it, guys. Thanks.